Bennington was a manufacturing town. That's where the bulk of people were employed, and that's no longer the case.
In some ways, I feel like perception is reality, and if people are out there saying there aren't a lot of good jobs in this area, that gets around and that can negatively affect a town.
Main Street, you could almost buy anything there. You wouldn't be able to buy a pair of shoes anymore. If you look at the write-ups on Bennington back in the early 1900s, they talked about it being a manufacturing town. Bradford's Mill and Valentine Mill and different mills like that have gone away. And I guess it's like the coal industry in Pennsylvania. You know, it's declined immensely.
When you have a corporation, stockholders direct the board to protect investors' money and make it grow. You know, if it's cheaper to manufacture in another country or another place, they have a responsibility to seek that out and do it. You can't legislate ethics or morality. It would be nice, yeah. How you'd go about that legislatively, I don't know.
The question is whether or not those jobs are gone for good, or if it is possible to bring some of those kinds of jobs back. You know, a lot of people talk about creating incentives to come into this area, to set up manufacturing, to set up other opportunities. The question is, how much does it sustain itself? Do we offer somebody an opportunity for 2 to 3 years, and then boom, they go somewhere else? They go to the Carolinas, they go down south, they go to New York. Is there a way to do it in a more sustainable way where people come in and organize something, start a company, and really get them to stay here?
Well, recently, within the last, I would say, 10 years or so, Bennington has sort of become this composites hub. Continuing mandates by both Presidents Bush and Obama for greater fuel economy. A natural result of that is that you have to have lighter cars. But what used to be Vermont Composites was bought by a company by the name of Cayman, and 85 new jobs have been created with the ideal or hope that the manufacturing of those parts goes well, then perhaps they'll decide to invest even more and create more jobs here. And those are jobs that are $35,000, $40,000 a year.
One thing that I think will help attract businesses is universal health care. To have a state now where a company can come in and have predictable costs around health care, I think it's huge. I really do. It's to know that this is the kind of expense that they can encounter, and it is significantly lower than other parts of the country. I think that's only going to be a good thing.
The mills all around Bennington were powered by hydroelectric. And not just that, the wheels themselves were, and other components, you know, just the machinery was powered by water. And wouldn't it be great if we could, Bennington could produce its own electricity and lower tax rates for its citizens by selling it back to Central Vermont, and on a monthly basis sending a memo to Central Vermont, don't be late on the check. There'll be interest on it.
I think one of the things that this state is, at least at the state level, is deeply committed to, and I think the potential here to really examine this is huge, and that's agriculture. And I think that would surprise some people, but there is definitely in the United States a movement that's been happening for a while now around what we're eating and how it's being raised, whether it's plants or whether it's animals. And I feel as though Vermonters and a lot of people in this community are leading that movement. You
know, we have a lot of historical sites, covered bridges, we have museums, we have battle monuments, and you know, we got historical parts of the community. Over the years, hopefully, more people will come here, and usually when there's so many that come, they invest here. You know, we have a tremendous amount of people who live here now that went to Southern Vermont College and went to Bennington College and said, you know, this is where I want to be.